go ahead.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Tim Moody, President and CEO of Pan Global Resources. I've been in the mining industry for about 40 years. About 24 of those years were with Rio Tinto. I've both as an exploration geologist, director of exploration with global roles, and then the last 6 years with Rio Tinto were in business development. But anyway, during my career, I had a period in Spain, and that's where I'm going to take you now. So Pan Global is one of the very few copper-focused exploration companies operating in Europe. We also have one of the rare companies with a new copper discovery, something that could be brought into production before the end of the decade. So this starting picture tells a story about what good looks like in the mining industry, but also where Pan Global is located. So this photograph was taken right near our main flagship copper discovery called Laramana. It also has some tin and silver as well. It's looking across a new target area which we're preparing to drill very soon, where we hope we can make another discovery. But importantly, you can see on this photograph, one, it's flat, there's no trees, there's no parks, there's no rivers, anything like this. Wonderful for mining. And on the horizon off to the left, you can see that hill there is mine dumps. Two big open pit mines were operating there. Boliden were operating those up till the end of 1999 or thereabouts. It's now owned by a group of Mexico, the third or fourth largest copper producer in the world. Then you can see Las Cruces mine, which was one of the highest grade open pit copper mines in the world, just on the horizon. And then to the right, some of the power infrastructure that feeds these mines, but also the city of Seville, which is nearby as well. Another thing, there's a photo inset there of some solar panels. Well, why is that? Well, one, we're surrounded by solar panels. Another thing is that copper is obviously critical for the energy transition. So Spain is one of the few countries in Europe where most of its energy is coming from renewables at this stage. So, but of course, copper is going to be critical for that as well. And tin, incidentally, is useful not only for solder and so on, essential for electrification, but it's also being used to enhance the surface properties of the solar panels as well. So, all right. So, for investors looking for a company in the copper space, I believe that Pan Global offers a sort of a low risk profile with a high reward opportunity as well. So, our main project's located in southern Spain in a famous mineral belt called the Iberian Pyrite Belt. As I say, it's one of the few new copper discoveries that has the potential to be brought into production before the end of this decade. And importantly, that's the time when we expect copper prices to be escalating. The infrastructure around it is excellent. We have not only our main discovery, which we expect to be publishing a resource sometime next year. It's been de-risked substantially with 183 drill holes already, and it's still growing. And we also have we've done advanced a number of other studies such as metallurgy, environmental baseline work, etc., all of which are adding value to the project and de-risking it. In addition to that, we offer a lot of upside, not only at our main discovery, but on the many other targets we have in the surrounding area. So copper, there's been quite a bit of talk about gold, etc. But look, copper's the critical material for the energy transition. The demand scenario for copper is exceptional. The world is expected to consume as much copper by 2050, from the 25 years up to 2050, as it has in all of history before that. So there's never been so much consumption of copper expected. And this is at a time when there's an underinvestment in new mine developments, etc. Mines are getting more difficult to find, etc. So the way the industry can deliver on this demand is really for copper prices to go up, and go up a lot, so that you can incentivise the miners to expand their existing operations and also start new mines. All right, so this is a map showing where our flagship copper discovery called Laramana is located. We're within 40 kilometres of 3 mines or mine developments and processing centres, we're within 50 kilometres of 5 mines. We're 30 minutes drive outside the city of Seville, 75 kilometres from a smelter and a port. This is what good looks like again from a mining perspective. All of this is connected by existing sealed road infrastructure, power infrastructure, etc. So, this is not in the high Andes or Central Africa or somewhere like this. This is ideal. So, looking at where our main discovery is located, La Romana, it's at what we call the Escacena Project. It's off on the top left there. It's a red blob there, copper, tin, silver. So the blue line shows the road to get to our project. It takes you past First Quantum's Las Cruces open pit mine. The open pit's finished and it's actually permitted now to go underground. Mining stopped for the moment whilst it's up for sale. A new owner is expected to be announced pretty soon. The road then takes you past Grupo Mexico, who are looking to start a new underground mine development beneath the Los Frailes open pit. So, a reminder, the Grupo Mexico, third or fourth largest copper producer in the world, and they are right next door to Pan Global. Our La Romana discovery is just 6 kilometres from their project. Our Bravo target, which is a new exciting target that we're getting ready to drill, is just 4.5 kilometres in a straight line to Grupo Mexico's project as well. So that, just on that previous map, it's another important point there is that it provides options for us. Again, this is a real advantage that whilst we believe we have a standalone project, one of the options here, we could be trucking or conveyor belting the ore to one of those existing other mines in the area. So that would be a low capital intensity option for us. Our target, however, is something much bigger than that could justify its own processing centre. All right, this slide really is comparing the depth to the mineralisation, the depth of mining in the red bars are some of the existing mines. The blue are some of the more advanced projects. And then the left is, the green bar is Pan Global's project. So it's one of the few projects with copper from surface. It's open, we've chased it down to 400 metres depth and it's still growing. So, excuse me, all the other mines are getting deeper. I mean, you've got Lundin's mine, which is now at about 1.2 kilometres depth. Sandfire, who paid 1.8 billion about 2 years ago to buy 3 mines, they're mining between 400 and 800 metres. They're exploring to more than 1,000 metres depth, etc. So, yeah, we're in a fantastic situation with near-surface mineralisation, cheaper to drill and cheaper to mine as well. So, our best benchmark on what's achievable in this area is Atalaya Mining's Cerro Colorado open pit mine. It's a very large open pit copper mine. They have a reserve cut-off grade of 0.15% and a reserve grade, mining grade of 0.38%. So it's a very low grade deposit, very large operation, but it's a great benchmark for us as to what's achievable in this area. All right, so in this area where we're exploring, all of the big mines are made up of not just one single ore body, they're made up of a cluster of deposits. So not one discovery, but several. All of them are like that. So this is a map showing gravity geophysics. It's a very effective exploration tool in this area. And you can see lots of pink blobs. And essentially these are the targets that you would drill and hopefully make a new discovery. And that was the case with our La Romana discovery. It's one of those pink blobs down in the south, at the bottom of the picture. The first drill holes into that were discovery holes. You can see a similar gravity anomaly response associated with Grupo Mexico's projects with the 2 big massive sulfide deposits. And you can see this very large gravity response called Bravo, it's labelled there, which is untested at the moment. We only got access to that 2 months ago, and we're preparing to drill it. So it's as big, if not bigger, than our original discovery, and it's a pretty high priority for obvious reasons. So lots of opportunity here to make additional discoveries. By looking at our La Romana discovery, we have 183 drill holes. We have continuous copper, tin and silver mineralisation over about 1.5 kilometres east-west. This is a long section view of it. It was drilled down to about 400 metres depth, copper from near surface, and still open beyond that. And most of the western half of the deposit, where we're continuing to step out, is only drilled to about 150 to 200 metres depth. So it is clearly open at depth. The grade looks to be increasing. The copper concentration looks to be increasing as we go to the west. So the plan from here is to continue to expand and delineate the extent of the mineralisation ahead of publishing a maiden resource. And then we'll look to submit a mining licence application, etc. A couple of cross sections through this. So the figure on the left is the far western cross section, and it shows one of the recent drill holes with 18 metres at 1.24% copper equivalent. That's from about 60 metres below surface. It also shows the copper is open at depth, and it's open up to the surface as well. So clearly the mineralisation is going to grow with further drilling to the west. The cross section on the right is more in the centre of the deposit, with over 50 metres of close to 1% copper equivalent. Again, a couple of things to notice here is that simple 35 to 40 degree dip, the flat topography, and also the copper grade, some of the highest copper grades are closest to surface. Those are all ideal for a new open pit mine. It means you get your payback faster, etc. It's very predictable, very simple, again, ideal. Right, this sort of colourful mosaic is really a plan view showing copper, tin, silver distribution. We've identified essentially 3 areas that we plan to target with the drilling. We can see we can add 10 to 15 million tonnes with the 5,000 metre drill program that we've got planned to start very soon. Right, the Bravo target. This is the exciting one, which very high priority for us. We only got access to it 2 months ago. The photograph is a picture of what the area looks like. Flat, there's no rocks sticking out of the ground, which is why the area has essentially remained unexplored for such a long time. The image below is a gravity anomaly image. We've just completed a detailed gravity survey and a soil geochemistry survey, and we can see a strong coincident lead, zinc and silver soil anomaly coincident with the gravity feature. And we also have a helicopter electromagnetic anomaly as well. So 3 indicators that could suggest near surface mineralisation. And you can compare the size of the gravity anomaly with the gravity target that was associated with our La Romana discovery, which is just 1 kilometre away. So it's as big, if not bigger. So this is the Bravo target. Has never been drilled before, and we'll be drilling that hopefully before the end of the year, if not early next year. So very exciting project for us. All right, so whilst we believe we have a standalone copper project today, and by that I mean something that could be commercially viable as a single mine as it stands today, our objective here is to find something that could, with multiple deposits, something that could justify its own processing centre. So we probably need around 50 million tonnes to do that. But we've set ourselves a bigger target of 100 million tonnes of commercially viable copper mineralisation over the next couple of years or so. How do we get there? Well, one is the expansion drilling at La Romana, but the other is by making additional discoveries and adding new resources that way. And we have about 15 targets that we could go and test in the area nearby, including the Bravo target just being one of those. So I think if we can achieve that target, that would make us competitive with some of the biggest producers in the area. All right, so very quickly on our capital structure, about 300 million shares out. We just did a financing. We went out looking for 3 million. We raised 7.25. We brought in, more than 80% of the investors were from Europe, including a large private Spanish investor, and also Conwave, which is one of the largest resource-focused funds in Europe as well. So very successful outcome. A share price is around 9 or 10 cents at the moment. The analyst coverage has a price target of 75 cents. So I believe we represent a very attractive offer for investors at this price. Lots of news to come. We have the drilling on the Bravo target, the drilling at La Romana and the maiden resource sometime next year. as well as a steady flow of exploration results from the other work we're doing. And we're also bidding on some areas that could double the size of our exploration area, and we should know the outcome of that very soon. Right, I'll leave it there.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Fortunately, we run out of time. No time for questions. But I do encourage you guys to reach out to Jason, he's in the back, IR, if you have any additional questions, or to Tim. And if you're interested in a one-on-one meeting, go to the front desk. Thanks, Tim.
Thanks.